They say the worst betrayals come wrapped in the prettiest lies. I learned that when I walked into our anniversary dinner and found my husband has tongued down another woman's throat. But here is the thing about being married to a defense attorney. You learn a lot about how crimes are solved. And by the time I was done, their little affair looked exactly like one. My name is Vanessa, and this is how I turned my cheating husband's perfect life into his worst nightmare. 10 years. That's how long Marcus and I had been married. 10 years of building what I thought was an unbreakable life together. He was a defense attorney at one of Chicago's top firms. I ran a successful marketing agency. We had the house in Lincoln Park, the summer place in Michigan, the kind of marriage people envied at dinner parties. Or, so I thought. Now our anniversary was on a Friday, October 13th. I should have known the date was a warning. Juan'd planned everything perfectly, reserved the private dining room at Alinea, his favorite restaurant. I'd even closed a massive client deal early so I could leave work at 3 and surprise him. I remember feeling so light that day, so stupidly, blissfully happy. I got to the restaurant at 64.5, 15 minutes early because I am always early. The hostess walked me back to our private room and I pushed open that heavy wooden door with the biggest smile on my face. The smile died instantly. There was my husband, my husband, in his tailored Tom Ford suit that I bought him for his last birthday. But he wasn't alone. He was pressed against the wall with a woman I'd never seen before, brunette, mid-30s, wearing a dress that cost more than most people's rent. And they were God, I can still see it. His hands in her hair, her leg wrapped around his waist. The little sounds they were making, they were so into each other they didn't even hear me come in. I stood there for what felt like hours, but was probably only 10 seconds. My brain couldn't process it. This had to be a mistake, a hallucination, anything but real. Then Marcus opened his eyes and saw me. The look on his face, I'll never forget it. Not guilt, not shame, annoyance. Like I was interrupting something important. Vanessa. His voice was flat, cold. You're early. Alright. Those were his first words. Not I am sorry. Not this isn't what it looks like. Just annoyance that I'd ruined his schedule. The woman stepped back, smoothing her dress, and that's when I noticed it. The necklace around her throat. A custom piece from Tiffany's. I knew it was custom because I designed it. Marcus had given it to me for our 5th anniversary, told me it was one of a kind. Apparently not. Who is she? My voice came out steady. Too steady, like I was somewhere far away from my own body. Marcus actually had the audacity to sigh. This is Simone. We work together. Simone. Even her name sounded expensive. She extended her hand like we were at a networking event. It is actually nice to finally meet you. Marcus has told me so much. I stared at her hand until she lowered it. I asked Marcus. Vanessa, this isn't at the time. HOW lunge. He flinched. Good. 2 years. 2 years. I felt something crack inside my chest. 2 years of lies and 2 years of late nights at the office and client dinners and work trips. 2 years of me being the loyal wife while he played house with someone else. I want a divorce. I heard myself say. Making Marcus's face hardened. If that is what you want, but you should know Simone is pregnant. The room tilted. I grabbed the back of a chair to steady myself. What? We're having a baby. I was going to tell you this weekend. He said it like he was discussing the weather. My lawyers will be in touch about the divorce proceedings. I think it is best if you move out of the house by the end of the month. He'll be fair about the settlement. Vanessa, you know I am not a monster. No, not a monster. This man who just blown up my entire world with the emotional range of a parking meter wanted credit for not being a monster. And Simone wrapped her hand around his arm. Triumphant. We didn't mean for it to happen like this. That is when something inside me shifted. The shock burned away, replaced by something colder, clearer. Of course you didn't. I said softly, I'll have my things out by Sunday. I turned and walked out of that restaurant with my head high. I didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't to give them the satisfaction, but as I drove home through the Chicago rain, my hands shaking on the steering wheel, I made a decision. Marcus wanted to treat me like I was disposable. Fine, but he was about to learn that you don't throw away 10 years of someone's life without consequences. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in our home office, MY home office now, and I did what I do best. I researched. See, Marcus thought I was just some marketing executive who made pretty campaigns and managed client lunches. But marketing is about understanding people, reading them, finding their pressure points, and knowing exactly how to apply leverage. And after 10 years of marriage to a defense attorney, I'd absorbed more about the legal system than he realized. I'd sat through hundreds of his case discussions, listened to him prep witnesses, watched him tear apart prosecutions by finding the tiny cracks in their evidence. He'd taught me everything I needed to destroy him. I started with their digital footprint. Marcus was brilliant in court, but careless with technology. I knew all his passwords. He used the same 3 variations for everything. Within an hour, I had access to his emails, his phone records, his calendar. The affair was mapped out in excruciating detail. Hotel rooms charged to his corporate card, romantic dinners at restaurants where we'd celebrated our own milestones, texts that made me want to throw my laptop across the room, but I didn't. I saved everything, downloaded it, encrypted it, stored it in 3 separate locations. Then I went deeper. Simone wasn't just his colleague, she was a senior partner's daughter. The firm had strict anti-fraternization policies, especially involving partner families. Marcus had signed acknowledgement of these policies. I found the document in his employee file. Yes, I hacked into his firm's system. Sue me. Oh wait, he's about to be too busy for that. But the real goldmine was the money. Marcus had opened a separate bank account I didn't know about. He'd been funneling money into it for 18 months. Not small amounts either. We're talking 1,000 to 2,000 a month. Money from our joint accounts, from his bonuses, from investments I thought we still have. He was building a nest egg for them, using MY money. I sat back in my chair as the sun came up, and I smiled for the first time since the restaurant. Marcus wanted a divorce. He could have won, but it was going to cost him everything. Over the next week, I played the devastated wife perfectly. I moved into our guest room. I cried at appropriate moments. I let him think I was broken. Meanwhile, I was building a case. I hired a forensic accountant, not just any accountant, but the one who'd helped take down that corrupt alderman last year. I gave her everything. Within 3 days, she'd traced every dollar Marcus had hidden. Turned out he'd been doing more than just siphoning money. He'd been using our joint assets to pay for things that could be classified as marital waste in Illinois' divorce law. A $0,000 business trip to Bali with Simone, a $5,000 diamond bracelet rent on a condo I didn't know existed, and in Illinois, marital waste means he'd have to pay back every penny, with interest. But I wasn't done. I reached out to 3 of Marcus's former clients, the ones who'd paid him enormous retainers but felt he'd underperformed. I didn't have to say much. Just asked how satisfied they were with his representation, planted tiny seeds of doubt. 2 of them requested case file reviews. The 3rd filed a formal complaint with the state bar. Then came my favorite part. Remember that strict anti-fraternization policy? I sent an anonymous tip to the firm's ethics board. Attached were dated photos of Marcus and Simone together at hotels, restaurants, the condo, going back 2 years. I included copies of expense reports where had billed romantic dinners as client development. Within 48 hours, Marcus was put on administrative leave pending investigation. He came home that night, Wednesday, 6 days after our anniversary, and found me in the kitchen making dinner, just like normal. They suspended me, he said. His voice cracked. Someone sent the partner's evidence of me and Simone. Everything they could, talking about termination. I looked up from chopping vegetables. That is terrible. Honey. The honey was reflex. It tasted like poison in my mouth. Did you do this? His eyes were wild, desperate. I let the question hang there for a moment, let him sweat. How could I? I didn't even know about Simone until last week, remember? I went back to chopping. Besides, I've been too busy packing my things like you asked. Oh, he grabbed my wrist. Not hard enough to hurt, but firm enough to make his point. Vanessa, if you did something. I looked down at his hand, then up at his face, and I let him see it. The cold fury I'd been hiding all week.
Yeah, get your hand
off. Me let go like he'd burned him. Who? You want to know what I did, Marcus? I hired the best divorce attorney in Chicago. Her name is Patricia Morrison. Maybe you've heard of her. She's destroyed better men than you. Oh, the color drained from his face. Everyone in Chicago legal circles knew Patricia. She was a shark. I also hired a forensic accountant who found every penny you stole from our marriage. And I filed for divorce this morning on grounds of adultery and marital waste. I smiled. Your lawyers will be served tomorrow at the office. In front of everyone. You bitch. Oh, I'm just getting started. The next 2 months were beautiful. Marcus's firm terminated him after their investigation confirmed he'd violated multiple policies. They also demanded he return $6,000 in improperly billed expenses. The state bar investigation went forward. While he wasn't disbarred, he received a public censure that tanked his reputation. The forensic accountant's report was a masterpiece. She'd found $47,000 in marital waste. Under Illinois law, Marcus had to reimburse me for half, $23,500, plus my attorney fees, which were substantial since Patricia didn't work cheap. But the money was just the beginning key. See, he'd spent 10 years building Marcus's image. I'd networked him into the right circles, managed his social media presence, coached him for partner track. I'd made him look successful, stable, trustworthy. And I knew exactly how to dismantle that image. I didn't spread lies. I didn't have to. I just made sure the truth spread efficiently. A comment to his mother at Sunday dinner. Did Marcus tell you he's having a baby with his coworker? No. Oh, I thought he would have mentioned a casual mention to our couple friends. We're divorcing. Marcus has been cheating for 2 years. I am sure he'll tell you his side. A carefully worded Facebook post. After 10 years of marriage, I am heartbroken to announce that Marcus and I are divorcing. I am learning to rebuild my life and rediscover who I am outside of a relationship built on lies. Thank you to everyone who's supported me through this difficult time. I didn't name Simone, didn't have to. People talk, they investigated, and within a week, everyone in our social circle knew exactly what had happened. Marcus went from golden boy to pariah. Invitations dried up. Friends stopped returning calls. His own family was embarrassed. Simone didn't fare much better. The firm didn't fire her. She was the senior partner's daughter, after all, but they transferred her to the estate planning division. A massive demotion from her previous position in litigation. The pregnancy turned out to be a false alarm, or a lie. I never did find out which, but I watched Marcus's face when Simone told him, and the devastation was exquisite. 3 weeks later, she left him. Apparently, dating a suspended attorney with a destroyed reputation wasn't as appealing as dating a rising star partner. Marcus called me after she left. It was late past midnight. I almost didn't answer. Vanessa? His voice was wrecked. I made a mistake. The biggest mistake of my life. Simone was nothing. She meant nothing. It's always been you, please. Can we talk about reconciliation? I let the silence stretch. You want to reconcile? I asked finally.
Yes. God, yes.
I'll do anything. I'm counseling, whatever you need. I'll prove to you. No. What? I said, no, Marcus. You don't get to destroy my life and then crawl back when yours falls apart. You made your choice, but I love you. You love the life I gave you. The status, the image, the convenience of a wife who handled everything while you played around. But you didn't love me. If you had, you wouldn't have spent 2 years fucking someone else. I heard him start to cry. Actual tears. The divorce is final in 3 weeks. I continued, You're going to sign the papers, take your half of what is left, which isn't much after you pay me back for everything you stole, and you're going to disappear from my life. Do you understand? Vanessa, please? I hung up, and I blocked his number. The divorce was finalized on January 22nd, cold, bright Tuesday morning. I walked out of that courthouse with the house, my business, my retirement accounts, and $23,500 in reimbursement for marital waste. He walked out with his car, his clothes, and enough money to rent a studio apartment in a neighborhood he used to make fun of. His career was in shambles, his reputation was destroyed, and the woman had thrown away his marriage for had left him the moment he became inconvenient. He'd tried to discard me like I meant nothing. Instead, I'd systematically dismantled everything he valued. That was 8 months ago. I still live in our house in Lincoln Park. Sorry, MY house now. I redecorated, got rid of everything that reminded me of Marcus. The place feels lighter now, like it can finally breathe. My business is thriving. Turns out, not spending emotional energy on a lying husband frees up a lot of creative bandwidth. I landed 3 major clients in the past 6 months. I started dating again, nothing serious yet. But I am learning to trust my instincts, to see red flags I ignored before, to value myself enough to walk away when something doesn't feel right. And Marcus, I saw him a few weeks ago, pure chance. We were both at the same coffee shop in the Loop. He was wearing a wrinkled suit I didn't recognize. He'd gained weight, lost that polished edge that used to make him magnetic. He saw me and actually started walking over. I think he was going to try to talk to me. I picked up my coffee, looked him dead in the eye, and walked straight past him like he was invisible. Because that is what he is to me now, nothing. People ask me if I regret how I handled things, if I wish I'd taken the high road. Here is the truth, there is no high road. When someone betrays you like that, there's only the road, where you let them get away with it, and the road where you make sure they understand exactly what they lost. I chose the second road, and I'd choose it again in a heartbeat. Marcus thought he could trade me in for a newer model and walk away unscathed. He thought 10 years of my love, my support, my work building his life meant nothing. He was wrong. I didn't just walk away from my marriage. I burned it down, salted the earth, and built something better from the ashes there. And the best part, I did it all legally, ethically, using the exact same skills he'd taught me to use. He wanted to see what I was capable of when I stopped playing nice. I showed him my name is Vanessa, and this is what happens when you underestimate your wife. If this story resonated with you, whether you've been through betrayal, you could going through it now, or you just love a good revenge story, hit that subscribe button. This channel is dedicated to stories of people who refused to be victims, who fought back, who reclaimed their power. Drop a comment and tell me, would you have done things differently? Do you think I went too far or not far enough? And if you're going through something similar right now, hear me when I say this: you are not broken. You are not worthless, and you are so much stronger than you think. The best revenge isn't getting even. It is becoming so incredibly successful that your ex becomes irrelevant. I'll see you in the next one.